With fantasy and world building, obviously that part is so very, very fun and so cool and a huge part of speculative fiction. And a lot of times we get so immersed in that we forget kind of, who is the protagonist and what are their personal stakes in the world and how those stakes connect to kind of the magic in the world building. And so it was very clear in Julia's query early on that, this was a cool world, of course, that we're set into, and we're going to get to know it a lot better in the pages. But even if you took away the magic and the fantasy, I could tell that the character, Ro, the main character, still would come off the page and her motivations would be clear, even if you dropped her into another type of fantasy setting. Her motivations and stakes were very clear and connected to the world, but also not dependent on the magic carrying her story.
You know how there's the Bechdel test? I want to make the
Mm.
Goff test. It is named after you. If you take away the world and you take away the magic, is it still a story?
I like that. Yes, yes.
Yeah.
And no matter what happens plot wise too, the characters' motivations and their personal kind of goals and what they achieve and how they go from point A to point B is ultimately what carries a story anyway. And the magic in the world building won't be able to stand alone if you don't have that element.